Hey guys, hope you're doing well. It's Ryan here with DP Marketing.Services. Hope you're doing well, staying safe. Thanks for tuning in. Was driving down the road today, and I know a lot of guys are in a lot of mastermind groups, a lot of different groups, and they talk a lot about like branding, and for good reason. But there's also a lot of misinformation about branding, so I thought I'd just come and talk about it. So usually when people think about branding, they think about like your name or your logo or your wrap, right? It's kind of like this sort of stuff. And to be fair, like that is a part of branding. It is all those things go into it. I would tend to like pull back to say branding is like all those things that people think and feel about your business before they actually interact with you, right? So, as an example, to get that concept to come through, I'm driving a car, but it is not a BMW. So right now, let's talk BMW. So if I say BMW to you, what pops in your head? Probably have a few images, right? And if you want, like, leave a comment below, because I'd really kind of like to hear what popped in your head when you think of BMW right now. But you probably think of like the leather's really nice, and there's nice trim, and the engine's like German engineered and maybe slightly over engineered. You might think that the ride is nice but a little bit stiff. You might think it's got all the technical like gadgets, in the dashboard. Like all those things pop in your mind as soon as you thought BMW, right? Without you actually seeing a car or sitting in one. You might own one, you might not, it doesn't matter. But all those ideas come popping into your mind that BMW is a luxury premium brand and kind of what you might expect when you work with BMW without you ever seeing or stepping foot or owning a BMW, right? Without you even having to have that personal experience yourself. Another example would be if I said, think of a hamburger restaurant. The first one that pops to mind, go. Curious to know what you thought. Leave a comment. Lots of guys maybe say something fast food. They might think of like McDonald's. They might think of Burger King. If you're in Texas, you're going to say Whataburger because yes. The point is, these are things that pop in your head, these mental associations, regardless if you have like a direct encounter with the business or not. And it's also the first thing you think about. That when we talk about the first thing that comes to mind, we call it top of mind. And I gotta tell you guys, companies pay a lot of money to develop the top of mind impression, where when you say BMW, you think of all these premium touches. Companies pay a lot of money to think, when you think hamburger, the first thing you think of is McDonald's, right? They pay a lot of money to do that. And for good reason, because that tends to be a primary determinant on where people spend their money. So it's true, a huge chunk of the searches online are for what's called unbranded terms for plumbing and HVAC, right? They'll just do like the city they live in followed by plumber, or the city they live in followed by air conditioner repair. And something like 60% of the search volume is like these unbranded terms. They don't know who you are. They don't care who you are. They just want somebody around them to come and fix a problem. However, when you go after branded, you're bypassing all of those other kind of unbranded searches of city plumber. You put yourself in people's mind where they say, when the first thing they think of when they word associate plumbing is the name of your business, Route 66 Plumbing or Pristine Plumbing, right? The first thing that they come up with isn't city plumber. Instead, it's just the name of your business, because that's the word association. When you do word association with hamburger now, you think of McDonald's. When you do word association with BMW, you think luxury. When you think plumbing, you think of Culpeper, right? Like, this is the word association that we try to get to build. And it's very hard. It is very expensive. There is no shortcut to building a brand. And there's a whole lot to it, right? You can be like everywhere people are looking. You can be at home shows, you can be at billboards, you can be TV, you can be radio, bombarding messages. You can have books that people download, YouTube channels people subscribe to, whatever. The point is building that top of mind impression where people associate you with the quality of your work and the value you provide before they even call you to their home, before they visit your website. That is huge and it is powerful, but it is way, way, way more than just updating a logo or getting a new wrap. Those things are helpful, right? They are, no doubt. But that's just a small piece of building a brand that not only builds trust, but builds people who are customers for you down the road. So I'm really curious to know what you have to think about this. I know a lot of you guys, again, in mastermind groups talk about brands, so leave a comment below. Obviously, I should know like what hamburger place popped in the mind and what you think about BMWs, but also I'm curious to know what your thoughts, what your questions, what your struggles are with branding, and what do you do to build your brand? I'd like to hear from you. So leave a comment below. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time.